Ultimate Language Academy provides one-to-one coaching for PTE, NATE-CCL, and IELTS with authentic practice materials and a proven success rate. For more information, please visit our website given below. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page or WhatsApp us on the number given below.
Keep your audience in your mind when writing an essay. Keep your audience in your mind when writing an essay. This advanced course requires a basic knowledge of economic theory. This advanced course requires a basic knowledge of economic theory. Universities across the United Kingdom welcome a range of students. Universities across the United Kingdom welcome a range of students. Art is an expression of creative skills and imagination. Art is an expression of creative skills and imagination. Organizational failure is considered from various perspectives in academic literature. Organizational failure is considered from various perspectives in academic literature. Calculators may not be used in the examination. Calculators may not be used in the examination. The key difference between courses is the kind of assessment. The key difference between courses is the kind of assessment. Undergraduates may need to pursue some specific interests within the specific program. Undergraduates may need to pursue some specific interests within the specific program. The economy is now on its first signs of recovery. The economy is now on its first signs of recovery. Information technology has changed the way people study today. Information technology has changed the way people study today. Sea levels are expected to rise during the next century. Sea levels are expected to rise during the next century. Education and training provide important skills for the labor force. Education and training provide important skills for the labor force. The new paper challenged the previously accepted theories. The new paper challenged the previously accepted theories. The other book is not thorough, but it's more insightful. The other book is not thorough, but it's more insightful. Apple is expected to announce several new products this fall. Apple is expected to announce several new products this fall. Exam results will be published on the notice board. Exam results will be published on the notice board. We are researching on the most significant challenges we are facing today. We are researching on the most significant challenges we are facing today. The Commissioner will apportion the funds among all the sovereignties. The Commissioner will apportion the funds among all the sovereignties. The printers automatically print 2 sides of each page. The printers automatically print 2 sides of each page. The dance department stages elaborated performances each semester. The dance department stages elaborated performances each semester. Banks charged interest from whom they lent money to. Banks charged interest from whom they lent money to. Scientists have found all parts of science. Scientists have found all parts of science. The ability to work with fellow students cannot be stressed enough. The ability to work with fellow students cannot be stressed enough. We can all meet in the office after the lecture. We can all meet in the office after the lecture. The study center in the library has all the latest technologies. The study center in the library has all the latest technologies. The police phones are difficult to call, so crime rates are high. The police phones are difficult to call, so crime rates are high. Students will focus on reporting news on the changing media world. Students will focus on reporting news on the changing media world. Those who are considering a career in marketing should attend the talk. Those who are considering a career in marketing should attend the talk. New credit cards will soon use fingerprint technology. New credit cards will soon use fingerprint technology. Different factors affect the freezing time of water. Different factors affect the freezing time of water. The poster of this play is hung in the large lecture theater. The poster of this play is hung in the large lecture theater. The courses cover several aspects of the subject. The courses cover several aspects of the subject. The guidelines are due to be updated shortly. The guidelines are due to be updated shortly. Our laboratory equipment is provided free of charge. Our laboratory equipment is provided free of charge. Students must attend the safety course before entering the engineering workshop. Students must attend the safety course before entering the engineering workshop. Scientists learn through the observations and the analysis of the human behavior. Scientists learn through the observations and the analysis of the human behavior. The visitor used to be the lecturer of this department. The visitor used to be the lecturer of this department. Many vocational courses in the institution are funded by private enterprises. Many vocational courses in the institution are funded by private enterprises. Undergraduate may pursue their specific interests within certificate programs. Undergraduate may pursue their specific interests within certificate programs. Students requiring for an extension should apply sooner rather than later. Students requiring for an extension should apply sooner rather than later.
Assignments should be submitted to the department office before the deadline. Assignments should be submitted to the department office before the deadline. The universities provide excellent leisure facilities for students and staff. The universities provide excellent leisure facilities for students and staff. The director of the gallery was grateful for the anonymous donation. The director of the gallery was grateful for the anonymous donation. Students are encouraged to think carefully about their accommodation needs. Students are encouraged to think carefully about their accommodation needs. We aim to develop the partnership with the government and financial institutions. We aim to develop the partnership with the government and financial institutions. You can borrow 8 books from the library at a time. You can borrow 8 books from the library at a time. There is a clear need for further research in this field. There is a clear need for further research in this field. Fee is the key factor for university students to choose courses. Fee is the key factor for university students to choose courses. Undergraduates pursue their interests in special stages within the program. Undergraduates pursue their interests in special stages within the program. He wrote poetry and plays as well as scientific papers. He wrote poetry and plays as well as scientific papers. The chemistry building is located near the entrance of the campus. The chemistry building is located near the entrance of the campus. Mathematics can be applied in various disciplines. Mathematics can be applied in various disciplines. This paper challenged the previously accepted theories. This paper challenged the previously accepted theories. You should submit your term papers to the general office. You should submit your term papers to the general office. Most university teaching takes place in lectures and seminars. Most university teaching takes place in lectures and seminars. When launching a product, researching and marketing are very vital. When launching a product, researching and marketing are very vital. The library holds a substantial collection of materials on economic history. The library holds a substantial collection of materials on economic history. Novelists write things about things they know about. Novelists write things about things they know about. Collaboration between departments is a feature of successful companies. Collaboration between departments is a feature of successful companies. The posters are on display at the larger lecture theater. The posters are on display at the larger lecture theater. The project is divided into 4 main sections. The project is divided into 4 main sections. We are on track for 1 billion tobacco-related deaths this century. We are on track for 1 billion tobacco-related deaths this century. The school's summer programs help students to accelerate their studies. The school's summer programs help students to accelerate their studies. Although sustainable development is not easy, it is an unavoidable responsibility. Although sustainable development is not easy, it is an unavoidable responsibility. If you want to receive the reimbursement, you must submit the original receipts. If you want to receive the reimbursement, you must submit the original receipts. Industries now bring more job opportunities than agriculture and fishing combined. Industries now bring more job opportunities than agriculture and fishing combined. The University Theatre Group will be performing in the concert hall. The University Theatre Group will be performing in the concert hall. You will be tested via continuous assessment and examinations. You will be tested via continuous assessment and examinations. This course puts great emphasis on critical thinking skills. This course puts great emphasis on critical thinking skills. These 3 separate resources are not enough for this assessment. These 3 separate resources are not enough for this assessment. Traveling by boat on the river is not possible in winter. Traveling by boat on the river is not possible in winter. Essays and assignments spread out across the academic year. Essays and assignments spread out across the academic year. There are more opportunities to receive the grants in most artistic fields. There are more opportunities to receive the grants in most artistic fields. Your lowest quiz grade has been omitted from the calculations. Your lowest quiz grade has been omitted from the calculations. We have sophisticated ways to study in brain action. We have sophisticated ways to study in brain action. The fellow students cannot be addressed enough. The fellow students cannot be addressed enough. Scientific beneficiary to space exploration is frequently questioned. Scientific beneficiary to space exploration is frequently questioned. The digital camera has some advantages over traditional film. The digital camera has some advantages over traditional film. Geography is generally divided into 2 branches, human and physical. Geography is generally divided into two branches, human and physical. Several candidates will be qualified as the greatest scientists of all time. Several candidates will be qualified as the greatest scientists of all time.
You will need to purchase an academic gown before the commencement. You will need to purchase an academic gown before the commencement. An architect is required of problem-solving skills and an eye of design. An architect is required of problem-solving skills and an eye of design. The lecture is intended to promote serious thoughts and discussions. The lecture is intended to promote serious thoughts and discussions. Remember to bring calculators to class next week. Remember to bring calculators to class next week. In his lifetime, he composed most of the works. In his lifetime, he composed most of the works. The blue whale is the largest animal that ever lived. The blue whale is the largest animal that ever lived. Global connections thrive in academic communities, thanks to social media. Global connections thrive in academic communities, thanks to social media. Journalists need to work with a range of technologies. Journalists need to work with a range of technologies. Philosophy uses logic and reasons to analyze human experience. Philosophy uses logic and reasons to analyze human experience. The theme of the instrumental work exhibited more of a demure, compositional style. The theme of the instrumental work exhibited more of a demure, compositional style. It was hard to anticipate how all the different characters would react. It was hard to anticipate how all the different characters would react. The cafeteria features sandwiches, salads, soup, fish and chicken. The cafeteria features sandwiches, salads, soup, fish and chicken. The business plan seminar includes an internship with a local firm. The business plan seminar includes an internship with a local firm. The lecture will take place in the main hall. The lecture will take place in the main hall. Today's lecture is cancelled because the lecturer is ill. Today's lecture is cancelled because the lecturer is ill. The extent of advertising for children is open to much debate. The extent of advertising for children is open to much debate. Some students find true or false questions harder than short answer questions. Some students find true or false questions harder than short answer questions. Students would develop confidence in their ability to think critically. Students would develop confidence in their ability to think critically. The economic predictions turned out to be incorrect. The economic predictions turned out to be incorrect. Some departments have their own special book collections. Some departments have their own special book collections. Packaging is very important to attract the attention of a buyer. Packaging is very important to attract the attention of a buyer. The railway makes long-distance travel possible for everyone. The railway makes long-distance travel possible for everyone. Collaboration between departments is a feature of successful companies. Collaboration between departments is a feature of successful companies. Law is beneficial to investors by protecting their rights and avoiding any improper actions in the market. Law is beneficial to investors by protecting their rights and avoiding any improper actions in the market. The speaker began the outlines before the presentation. The speaker began the outlines before the presentation. The resources cited are not enough for this assessment. The resources cited are not enough for this assessment. University fees are expected to increase next year. University fees are expected to increase next year. Classical mechanics is considered as a branch of mathematical physics. Classical mechanics is considered as a branch of mathematical physics. Most penguins live in southern Atlantic Sea. Most penguins live in southern Atlantic Sea. A wide range of aspects are covered in this subject. A wide range of aspects are covered in this subject. This course provides valuable information for work experience. This course provides valuable information for work experience. Humans use symbolic languages to communicate plans and contentions. Humans use symbolic languages to communicate plans and contentions. Practical experiments are an essential part of the chemistry course. Practical experiments are an essential part of the chemistry course. Joining a society can help to meet new people. Joining a society can help to meet new people. Recession triggers creativity and high rates of entrepreneurship due to past experience. Recession triggers creativity and high rates of entrepreneurship due to past experience. All students are expected to participate in all class activities. All students are expected to participate in all class activities. Application forms for sharing accommodations must be completed 2 months in advance. Application forms for sharing accommodations must be completed 2 months in advance. Continuing students will be sent necessary application forms. Continuing students will be sent necessary application forms. The article considered the leisure habits of teenagers in rural areas or places. The article considered the leisure habits of teenagers in rural areas or places. She began by giving an outline of the previous lecture. She began by giving an outline of the previous lecture.
New materials and techniques are changing the style of architecture. New materials and techniques are changing the style of architecture. Practical experience is a vital part of legal training. Practical experience is a vital part of legal training. Most scientists believe that climate change threatens lives on the Earth. Most scientists believe that climate change threatens lives on the Earth. There is an accounting assignment for finance students. There is an accounting assignment for finance students. The subject is complex and difficult to explain. The subject is complex and difficult to explain. Students are advised that all the lectures today have been cancelled. Students are advised that all the lectures today have been cancelled. She has made a significant contribution to the field of chemistry. She has made a significant contribution to the field of chemistry. The university will see colossal renovation to the faint, empty theater. The university will see colossal renovation to the faint, empty theater. Library reference desks hold a lot of materials on academic history. Library reference desks hold a lot of materials on academic history. You should submit your team papers to the general office. You should submit your team papers to the general office. Despite their differences, all forms of lives share the same characteristics. Despite their differences, all forms of lives share the same characteristics. We can work together to achieve the higher educational standards. We can work together to achieve the higher educational standards. To take this course, students should have basic subject knowledge. To take this course, students should have basic subject knowledge. The visiting speaker used to be a lecturer in this department. The visiting speaker used to be a lecturer in this department. Making mistakes is fine, as long as you learn from it. Making mistakes is fine, as long as you learn from it. It would be extremely beneficial to work together. It would be extremely beneficial to work together. Please cite several sources in your work. Please cite several sources in your work. Archaeologists discovered tools and artifacts in ancient tombs. Archaeologists discovered tools and artifacts in ancient tombs. Background music can help students concentrate on their studies. Background music can help students concentrate on their studies. Career opportunities in this field are quite limited. Career opportunities in this field are quite limited. Americans have progressively defined the process of plant growth and reproductive development in quantitative terms. Americans have progressively defined the process of plant growth and reproductive development in quantitative terms. The site is designed to be highly interactive. The site is designed to be highly interactive. Economic problems caused a big rise in unemployment. Economic problems caused a big rise in unemployment. Scientists were unsure when the early man first left Africa. Scientists were unsure when the early man first left Africa. The bar chart provides useful means of data comparison. The bar chart provides useful means of data comparison. Air pollution is a serious problem all over the world. Air pollution is a serious problem all over the world. Please click the logo above to enter the site. Please click the logo above to enter the site. Peer review is an essential part of the scientific method. Peer review is an essential part of the scientific method. He landed his job in a very prestigious law firm. He landed his job in a very prestigious law firm. Review all resources before drawing your conclusions. Review all resources before drawing your conclusions. We have to reduce the use of our plastic material. We have to reduce the use of our plastic material. Student representatives will be visiting classes with voting forms. Student representatives will be visiting classes with voting forms. During that time, people had large families as an insurance against some children loss. During that time, people had large families as an insurance against some children loss. Studies show there is a positive correlation between two variables. Studies show there is a positive correlation between two variables. Farming methods around the world have greatly developed recently. Farming methods around the world have greatly developed recently. The teacher asked the group to complete the task. The teacher asked the group to complete the task. The typical part of this course involves the study of society. The typical part of this course involves the study of society. Many food crops require a large amount of water and fertilizer. Many food crops require a large amount of water and fertilizer. This class will look at the structure of the essay. This class will look at the structure of the essay. All students are expected to attend 10 lab sessions per semester. All students are expected to attend 10 lab sessions per semester. Online courses enable people to improve their skills while employed. Online courses enable people to improve their skills while employed. The key witnesses to the event have conflicting recollections. The key witnesses to the event have conflicting recollections. Read the first section before the next meeting. Read the first section before the next meeting. Radio is a popular form of entertainment throughout the world. Radio is a popular form of entertainment throughout the world. Statistical results should be expressed in different ways depending on the circumstances. Statistical results should be expressed in different ways depending on the circumstances. The course places considerable emphasis on critical thinking skills. The course places considerable emphasis on critical thinking skills. Classical mechanics is sometimes considered as a branch of mathematics. Classical mechanics is sometimes considered as a branch of mathematics. Academic problems cause a rise in employment. Academic problems cause a rise in employment. Rising inflation means increasing goods prices and decreasing demand for products. Rising inflation means increasing goods prices and decreasing demand for products. Many businesses near the campus offer students discounts. Many businesses near the campus offer students discounts. The postgraduate education depends entirely on private funding. The postgraduate education depends entirely on private funding. All lectures and learning materials can be found on the Internet. All lectures and learning materials can be found on the Internet. Scientists were unsure when the early man left Africa. Scientists were unsure when the early man left Africa. Understanding ancient poetry is efficient for the project. Understanding ancient poetry is efficient for the project. The island is located at the south end of the bay. The island is located at the south end of the bay. In computer science degree, there is a new module in artificial intelligence. In computer science degree, there is a new module in artificial intelligence. Journalism faces the crisis in the light of a digital revolution. Journalism faces the crisis in the light of a digital revolution. The elective course introduces engineering students to construct practices and concepts. The elective course introduces engineering students to construct practices and concepts. You should be careful when searching internet sources. You should be careful when searching internet sources. It takes a long time to walk to the university. It takes a long time to walk to the university.
The teacher asked the group to commence the task. The teacher asked the group to commence the task. People have been dependent on using phones in their everyday life. People have been dependent on using phones in their everyday life. The Student Service Center is located on the main campus behind the library. The Student Service Center is located on the main campus behind the library. The untapped potential use of sun rays is phenomenal. The untapped potential use of sun rays is phenomenal. Find out how to get your resources before you research. Find out how to get your resources before you research. New media journalism is an exciting area of study. New media journalism is an exciting area of study. The archaeologists' new discoveries stand out in previously overlooked foundations. The archaeologists' new discoveries stand out in previously overlooked foundations. You should return books to the library before ending your term. You should return books to the library before ending your term. The lecture will cover the reason of climate change. The lecture will cover the reason of climate change. His appointment as Minister of Culture was seen as a demotion. His appointment as Minister of Culture was seen as a demotion. Please check the information on the website for the opening time. Please check the information on the website for the opening time. Meeting with mentors can be scheduled for students who require additional support. Meeting with mentors can be scheduled for students who require additional support. Students should have awareness of how the business develops globally. Students should have awareness of how the business develops globally. Lecture outlines are available on the faculty board and the internal website. Lecture outlines are available on the faculty board and the internal website. The rising temperature has led to lower agricultural output. The rising temperature has led to lower agricultural output. Student concession cards can be obtained by completing an application form. Student concession cards can be obtained by completing an application form. Physics is a key subject to understand the world and the universe. Physics is a key subject to understand the world and the universe. Speak to your tutor if you need further assistance. Speak to your tutor if you need further assistance. The camera can identify eyes and focus on them. The camera can identify eyes and focus on them. As student union members, we can influence the change of the university. As student union members, we can influence the change of the university. You will study 2 core and 3 optional modules. You will study 2 core and 3 optional modules. There is a welcome party for all new students each term. There is a welcome party for all new students each term. The designers will complete the plan later today. The designers will complete the plan later today. The instant availability of information has radically changed people's lives. The instant availability of information has radically changed people's lives. Universities across the United Kingdom welcome a range of students. Universities across the United Kingdom welcome a range of students. Safety glasses should be worn while doing experiments in the lab. Safety glasses should be worn while doing experiments in the lab. Animals raised in captivity behave differently than their wild counterparts. Animals raised in captivity behave differently than their wild counterparts. Excellent knowledge is needed for mathematics. Excellent knowledge is needed for mathematics. University departments carefully monitor articles and other publications by faculty. University departments carefully monitor articles and other publications by faculty. He was constantly looking for ways to bring industry and agriculture closer together. He was constantly looking for ways to bring industry and agriculture closer together. Students must present a valid identification to enroll in this course. Students must present a valid identification to enroll in this course. The toughest part of research for postgraduate students is funding. The toughest part of research for postgraduate students is funding. The North Campus car park could be closed on Sunday. The North Campus car park could be closed on Sunday. Banks charge interest for money they loan to their customers. Banks charge interest for money they loan to their customers. Computer science has become a popular university degree course. Computer science has become a popular university degree course. Medical researchers have focused on the causes of diseases and treatments. Medical researchers have focused on the causes of diseases and treatments. This book can be borrowed for a maximum of 1 week. This book can be borrowed for a maximum of 1 week. The untapped potential of using the sun's rays is phenomenal. The untapped potential of using the sun's rays is phenomenal. Economic development needs to be supported by the government. Economic development needs to be supported by the government. All industries consist of systems of inputs, processes, outputs and feedback. All industries consist of systems of inputs, processes, outputs and feedback.